that the daily death rate falls sustainably and consistently. Fourth, that the rate of infection is decreasing. And most importantly, fifth, that there is no risk of a second peak. As we have reached the peak, and as we bring the number of new cases down,
hi, you know me as Stuart. I thought I'd give you a bit of a brief history of what I've achieved in triathlon and how I started getting into triathlon. So when I got into triathlon was, I believe we're going to Club de Santa the one year for the first time. And we saw that on the events they had a triathlon. So I was going with Kat, my partner, and some of our friends, and we thought, well, we'll have a bit of a competition while we're down there, see who can be the best at, best sportsman. And so we decided to do a triathlon down there. That was one of the events that we were going to do. A week coming up, unfortunately, I got hit by a car and I suffered a collapsed lung, which meant I couldn't go over. So I told them, just go without me, it's fine, I'll stay at home. Then I carried on doing the triathlons because I've enjoyed the training and the rolling up to it. So I entered my first race, which was the AJ Bell triathlon in London, down south, where it was a Olympic distance, so I thought I'd give it a shot and see how it is and what's it all about. So decided to do that race. Got into the swimming part, got a few kicks, so I got kicked in the shoulder, which suffered me to dislocate my shoulder. I managed to get it back into place, and I carried the swim on. Got onto the bike. I believe I picked up 2 punches that day as well. Not the best of luck picking up 2 punches. Managed to get back onto the run. Had a PB on the run, which was amazing. But overall, the race was, a loss, unfortunately, due to getting a punch and suffering a bit of a slow swim start. Come on to that year, the same year, 2017, I entered my first half Ironman, which was Weymouth. Did all the training, did really well in training, and went up and thought, well, yeah, I think I'll do quite well. I'll get that coin for it to qualify for the world champs. Well, in fact, I got the opposite. I learned a big lesson. Took home a lot that day. Didn't do very well. Suffered on the run. Don't think I ate enough or drank enough on the bike to be able to do a half marathon on the run. Come back to the next year, 2018. I managed to enter Owen Provence. That was my first race of the year in France, which I thought, yeah, I'll give that one a shot. I feel quite confident. Went over, enjoyed it, loved this town, the little town that was in. It was amazing. Got onto the race. It was a lake swim. Got a PB on that, which was really, really well, 30 minutes for a swim. I thought that was amazing. Got out, a very hilly course, did quite well. Managed to catch up with a pro woman, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Passed her and felt quite well. Really chuffed with myself. Managed to get on to the run. That's when or just before the run, started raining really badly, to the point where they were deciding to cancel the run. So managed to get onto the run, just try to keep up with people. That's when I ran into Lucy Gossage, for the first time, which was really cool. She's a Nottingham person, I know, a Nottingham girl as well, so I know that she trains with quite a lot of the tri groups where I live, which is quite amazing. So didn't keep up with her, she passed me going at a very fast rate of pace, but I knew of her, so it was quite cool to see her there. Did right, not too bad. Coming in for my second race, which I was quite pleased with. Coming on to the third, my next race, which was a last minute race, I'd say, was the 70.3 Staffordshire, which is quite local to myself, not too far. It was the last minute. I was meant to do Leeds ITU race, but decided I enjoyed the longer distance a bit more than the short distance races. Went into that race feeling a bit better, thought the weather's going to be on our side, it'll be quite a good day, but didn't expect it to be as hot as it was on that day due to the run. It was blistering hot, but it is what it is. Did quite well in that, I'd say, but not as well as I thought I would have done. We had a delay in the swim due to the fog, which put me off a bit. So you're standing around, don't even know what time you're going to start. It wasn't, but other than that, it was a good event. A lot of people cheering you on while you're going through the city centre, which is quite good, quite amazing, I'd say. Then the next race we did was Weymouth again. I did Weymouth again, 70.3, which is really nice. Got down there thinking that, yeah, it'll be a good race. I've done this race before, I know what to expect. Unfortunately, the weather was not ideal. It was raining all day and night before and in the morning. So they reduced the swim to 900 meters. I thought, yeah, it'll be quite good, you know, quick swim out and back, and I'll get onto the bike really quickly. It was a fight out there. You fight in the waves, just trying to get out of there. It was horrible. I believe 1,000 people quit after the swim, which was really surprising. It was quite cold, but luckily I packed a jumper in my bike bag. So I managed to get on the bike. I was very cautious due to wet conditions. Seeing quite a few people falling off and sitting on the side roads with scraped knees, and you know, and I thought I don't want to go out that way. Unfortunately, you know, it's not the best way. You know, you're not going to do anyone any good if you fall off your bike. So got off the bike unscathed. So luckily, got onto the run. Was doing quite well, and the sun decides to open up. That's when it started sun shining. I was like, why couldn't it have been like this all day? The clouds just opened up, and it was just really nice on the run. I was doing not too bad, just running alongside some people, having some chats, just to keep you motivated, because you could see that it was a difficult day, I'd say, mentally. Managed to get off that. Unfortunately, I didn't get the coin. Another year, I didn't get a coin. Decided to fly over to Lanzarote to do the half Ironman there. Thought I'd give it a try since I've been there before. I went there earlier that year as well, so it was quite a nice event, I'd say. I knew what to expect. Got out there. Some things I didn't expect, some things I did. The swim was a bit horrible. I've never done a big mass start like that. Getting kicked in the face, punched in the head, dunked, swam over. It was horrendous. Goggles coming off. And that's what I learned from that. Either be a fast swimmer or just sit back for a bit, let them take over. Did the swim quite well, not too bad. Came out at a decent time. Then went onto the bike. I'd say I shredded the bike, did really good on the bike course. Saw quite a few pros on the way, you know, coming back, which was quite nice. And then managed to keep a good spot on there with the, you know, a distance of people and a group. Got onto the run, and that's when I think I suffered a bit, just due to the heat. The temperature started peaking up quite high. I was trying to grab every sponge I could just to cool down, and water, just shoving water on me. Put a water on my back, just a water bottle, and just let it drip down my back just to keep cool. Picked up a gel, and my stomach didn't agree with it. For some reason, I just was spewing it out. But I managed to finish the race. I came 14th, which is, although was quite decent. It was the best place I've come in an event, which was really chuffed with. I take that away as a very good event. I'd like to do it again. It is something that's on my mind to try get again on that event. take you to 2019, where I decided to enter the South African 70.3 in Durban. I think I went over a bit too early due to I picked up food poisoning, so I was a bit sick on the way when I was there, which was not ideal. Managed to get to the start line, and I thought I'd give it a shot, see what it's if I can handle this, if I can, attempt it. There's no point in coming all this way and not being able to do it. So I decided I lined up, put my wetsuit on, got onto the line, and I feel like that event was the worst one with the swim start, due to everyone was pushing everyone, jumping fences. The marshals didn't really correct it right, I think, didn't marshal it correctly, which was a bit disappointing. With that, I came out of the water feeling like death. Just didn't have the energy. Decided I'd carry on because I can eat some food on the bike at least. Got onto the bike and started going out. Did a really good lap, 2 laps. The first lap was really good. It was going about 21, 22 miles an hour on average, which is right decent for a hilly course like that. Got onto the second lap, and that's when I lost power and just started feeling sick again. I thought I'd slow down and just try to eat some more and see how I feel after a bit. Unfortunately, I just called it a quits. Just didn't have it in me, and then to get onto the run, I don't think I could have completed the run as well. I would have made myself even worse, I think. And I didn't want to go to a hospital, be treated to a hospital for continuing. So I called it a day. I think that was one of the worst decisions of my life at the time. I felt like I've come all this way and I haven't achieved what I wanted to achieve while I was out there. So I was a bit disappointed about that, but in the big light, I'm still here to race now. So 2020 was meant to be Ironman Staffordshire. Due to the coronavirus, I don't think that will be happening anytime soon. It might be looking a bit later in the race schedule, so probably maybe Weymouth again I'll be looking at doing, but it depends on what happens with this coronavirus. At the moment, it's just taking it as it goes, so doing all my winter training, just strengthening what I need to strengthen for running and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope you like that, a brief history of what I've achieved and what I've gone through my triathlon career so far. But now it's time to go for a run. I'll see you out there. Enjoy.
I'ma beat you at your own game.